When you think of golf in Canterbury, resort courses like Clearwater and Pegasus spring to mind, and the historic Christchurch Golf Club at Shirley. But the region comprises a total of 37 clubs stretching from the Southern Alps to the Chatham Islands. And as such, the style of courses you'll encounter in Canterbury vary greatly.
The region is actually split into three sub-regions: North Canterbury, Central Canterbury and Metro, which is the city clubs. Goes as far north as Hammer Springs, west out to Terrace Downs and south down to Ellesmere, and all the clubs east in between. I guess that's one of the real attractions of the region, is the number of golf clubs we've got and the variety, from the woodlands courses, the links courses, the small country courses, and also the resort courses, which people are fully aware of. So it's just such a great variety in the region.
In just 35 minutes drive west of Christchurch, you'll discover a course that packs in plenty of country hospitality and even more challenges into its small par 71 environs.
The length of the course is not long, but the holes are constructed so they're not long, but they're difficult. Very well placed trees, and the greens are probably a feature on this golf course because there's no flat greens. They're all been built up, and if you miss a green, it's almost impossible to get up and down. There's a creek that runs through the middle of the golf course, which affects 6 holes and causes a few strife for a lot of people.
The first hole where you'll strike the creek is hole 2, a 314-metre par 4.
You tee off in a wee avenue of trees, probably about 220 metres to the middle of the fairway, very sharp dogleg left, and from there it's 130 to 110 metres to the green with the creek just in front of the green. You're actually looking downhill on it, and some people, if they spin the ball too much, can actually spin it back into the creek. The green is creek level at the front and goes up to a hill at the back, so it's quite a sloping green back towards you, so the ball will come back.
One hole that the locals at Hororata have a great sense of pride in is the 12th. Canterbury representative Tom Turner took on the challenge of the par 4 dogleg that works its way back towards the clubhouse.
This is where my tee shot's finished here on the 12th hole at Hororata, which is the signature hole. I've just taken a 3-iron off the tee just to play nicely into this dogleg corner. I've got about 100 metres left to the flag. I'm heading into a long, narrow green that's got a difficult fall-off on the left-hand side and a deep bunker on the right.
So, with the dogleg safely negotiated and an impressive birdie on the way, it's on to another of Hororata's feature holes.
17 is one of our signature holes that we feel the view. Looking at 17, it's a 182-metre par 3 looking down from a very elevated tee down to a green with gum trees on both sides. One of the flatter greens on the golf course, but out of bounds on the right, trees on the left. So it's quite a hard target to hit.
Hororata is just one of the gems you'll discover in central Canterbury, and you'll be made to feel very welcome. It might be one of the region's best-kept secrets.
The greenkeeper's got one saying that we don't want it too well known because we like our nice and peace and quiet and not too many people on the golf course.
Closer to Christchurch, in fact just 20 minutes south of the city centre, is the Templeton Golf Club. The course has some quirky features, having begun life during the First World War. The horse military that were based at Templeton soon set up a 9-hole course, and it's evolved over the years.
You see a golf course that is very much a links design course, but it's got trees. So it's a good way to describe it. Very undulating, relatively flat, but got some interesting holes, interesting features. Going back to that military background, is our 16th was left nice and flat to be used as a runway for part of the World Wars, effectively as well. So that's part of the history.
And early in your round at Templeton, you'll come across a hole that has the respect of Canterbury Golf's most famous son.
Sir Bob Charles has come out and passed a comment that he rates our number 2, which is a par 3, as one of the most challenging par 3s in Canterbury. It's 154 metres off the white tees. We have 2 tee blocks, so it can be variable. Very difficult when you're playing into the typical Christchurch easterly. It's got very narrow entry, big sloping bank to the left, and a big sloping bunker on your right-hand side of entry. Narrowest green and quite long in depth, and very much like a upside-down saucer.
Having survived the tricky par 3, the challenge escalates on the very next hole. Canterbury women's rep Sylvie Williams takes on this classic 3-shot par 5, rated the hardest hole at the Templeton Golf Club.
I'm here at Templeton on the 3rd hole and I've hit my drive to here. I'm about 200 metres out from the green, so I'm going to take a rescue club which I can hit about 150 to 160, and I'm trying to avoid the water on the left, and then there's a short bunker on the right which I could possibly reach, but by hitting rescue club I can take the bunker on the left out of play.
If your second shot is as accurate as Sylvie's, then it's a simple chip onto the green and the chance to earn a well-earned 4.
Always a good feeling to walk away from the 3rd hole with a birdie.
Later in your round, you'll face another par 5 that's a little more straightforward. It's number 16, called Elysium.
When you get up on the tee block, it doesn't appear to be too difficult. It's the last par 5 on the backside, and it's 468 metres off the white markers, and slight dog leg to the right. Entry into there is favourable as a draw to get it into the centre of the fairway, and then you can take a really good lap at the green, which is well protected by 3 bunkers, 2 on the left and 1 on the right. And once again, it's quite narrow, very long, and sitting in a bit of a hollow.
Templeton is indicative of the courses you can tee it up in the Canterbury metro area. Plenty of variety and character for a small city price.
Very friendly, open atmosphere, well supported by all of our members. Anybody's most welcome to come and join in, even if they're not a member, most welcome.